Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hey, Cherish. Happy Thursday. Oh, how you doing, boo? I hope all is well with you and the fam. Ugh. Please hit the like button, everybody, when you come in. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Let me try not to be so loud. Hello, Barbara. Mm, Okay, let me set this up. Make sure everything is good. So tonight I'm gonna run two lives back to back. So we're gonna run this one. It's not gonna be that long. I don't have that much information on it, but I do want to spread awareness for this little boy. And then I have the next live at 9 o'clock right after this. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Welcome to Brooklyn Squad Real Life Drama, where we deal with real life cases. Okay, I spread awareness for any case. It doesn't matter what state it is. I don't care if it's in Africa. We just did a case that was in Africa. You know what I mean? So any case, any crime. Now, this today we are covering a 4 years old little boy. All right. His name was Jonna Noslin. I'm trying to pronounce the name as best as I can. All right. And he was tortured and abused by his parents. And the most horrible thing is, he wasn't just tortured and abused, but this little boy is unalive now. Okay. He is unalive, and this happened in Fredericktown. If you are not familiar with Fredericktown, then you are not familiar with what I'm talking about. You have not been watching my live when it comes to Timmy D's case. Go back in my playlist and watch the interviews with me and Miss Barbara Hall. We have talked about her son's case, excuse me, and the comparisons with Fredericktown, and not only her son's case, but other cases when it comes to Fredericktown. Okay? So that's where this case is coming out of. Now, this little boy was in the hands of two parents who should have not had him, period. And I'm going to tell you why. When you are suffering with an addiction and you cannot handle not only yourself, you definitely cannot handle children, right? Because the disease of addiction takes over. And I know because been there, done that. And you know that the only thing that matters is the drug. Everything else goes on the back burner. And that's what happened in this case with this baby. His parents were drug addicted and he went on a back burner. And instead of CPS doing their job, you know what I mean? This little boy suffered and now is in heaven with the angels. I am going to read you the report. There's no news report. It's crazy because in the beginning, I remember seeing a short news report on this case when I first was going to do this case, and then I had other cases to do, so I had it slipped my mind for a minute. Now I can't find no news report on this period. I've been looking all damn day, half the day. I can't find a damn thing. Only what Arctic Fox sent me. Shout out to Arctic Fox. I'm going to play Arctic Fox's video as well, and I'm going to read you the report that I have. While I am looking for that report, damn, where the fuck it go? It was just here. Oh, here it is. Okay. While I'm looking at this again, I'm gonna play Artifox's video. Hi, Kathy B. Because the chief of police said he wants everyone taken down. I'm not taking it down. If you want to know more information, I can get it for you. Baby, give me all the information, honey. Give me all the information. And we're gonna talk about this also, Barbara. We'll talk behind the scene and then we'll do another interview about everything. I have to get together with you and a few other parents because I don't only want you up here, I want the other parents with you. We really need to expose these assholes. They had the nerve to call Barbara, the police or the sheriff or whoever the hell he is, and ask her to take the information down. We're not taking squat down. How about that? Do your job and find out who is unaliving these kids in Fredericktown. Now let me play this video and then we'll get more into it.
Looking at a very devastating story
Let me cut it
that
up
was
some.
just sent to me.
David's sleeping, so.
And guys, I really want you to let this one go far and wide.
That's
the
the
little boy
baby.
on the left-hand
4
side
years
of your
old.
screen, his name is Jonah Kyler Nosley.
Jonah kind of lies.
And he sadly was tortured, abused, and ultimately killed by the two fucks on the right side of your screen.
With these animals.
And we're going to get into it. So these two monsters on the right, their names are Hayden W. Rosner and the boy's own mother. The boy's own mother, guys, Riley R. Ferraro.
And I have to
And so little Jonah passed away, sadly, on the 27th of March, 2024. On that date at around 12:55 a.m., Fredericktown police officers were dispatched to Madison Medical Center. And this is in Missouri, guys. Imagine that, Missouri. They were dispatched for a suspicious circumstances case regarding an unresponsive juvenile. Upon arrival, officers were notified by medical staff that the juvenile was deceased and showed evidence of abuse and neglect. The mother of the deceased individual was detained immediately at Madison Medical Center, and officers from Fredericktown Police Department located and detained the mother's boyfriend for questioning. The Missouri State Highway Patrol Division of Drug and Crime Control investigators were called in to assist in this investigation. After all investigations and interviews were concluded, probable cause was obtained for a warrant of Hayden W. Rosner, hit with a bond of $1 million for abuse or neglect of a child resulting in death and endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree. Possession of a controlled substance, which is a Class D felony. Riley D. Ferraro was also issued a bond. Hers is $500,000 cash. And she is charged with abuse or neglect of a child resulting in death, which is a Class A felony. Endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree, which is a Class A felony. Now, keep in mind, all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But I have read the documents related to these people being arrested. And there's definitely enough cause there for them to go to court and be found guilty, in my opinion. Now, the problem is that these two shouldn't have any type of bond at all, in my opinion. And the other issue is it's Fredericktown, Missouri. And we all know how they are, and that very rarely is justice ever served there. So we need to keep Jonah's face in the spotlight, guys, and we need to demand justice for him. The paperwork says that when they entered the apartment, there was dog feces and urine everywhere. You could tell that this boy had been neglected. The apartment was in a state of filth, and it's one of those cases where it could have all been prevented had someone intervened for this child,
Mm-hmm.
because this had been going on for some time for that apartment to get into that type of condition. But once again, no one intervened. And that's why I always say, if you see something, you need to say something.
That's right.
This little boy would still be with us had someone said something.
Mm.
So, guys, do me a favor. Don't let Jonah's death be in vain, and don't let his murderers get off scot free. Demand justice. Share this video out. As always, guys, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's demand justice for little Jonah.
Wow. My friend that said hung herself last month was trying to defend that boy, and his mother is the one that got charged against my friend. Really, Barbara? What? Yeah, we gotta talk. We definitely gotta talk. Okay, so yes, sweet baby Lord, that poor angel. I know, I know. So Barbara is saying her friend from Frederick Town. Now I don't know if y'all remember, but her friend was hung. They said that she did it to herself, which is bullshit. Okay, every time we deal with Fredericktown, we got a freaking problem. Corruption is the problem there. Now, her friend was trying to help this baby. She was defending this little baby, and the mother was blocking it. She then went and pressed charges against the lady that was defending this child. And now, all of a sudden, the lady is hung and unalive. I find that very strange. Very, very strange. I didn't know that part. Huh. Yeah, we got a fucking problem now. We definitely got a problem. Wow. All right, let me read. Let me read what this says, y'all. I will put it up on the screen. It's so tiny, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to read it. All right. Arctic Fox said most of it, right? On Wednesday, February 27th, apparently by the Fredericktown Police responded to the Madison Medical Center for a report of unresponsive child that was brought into the emergency room by his mother. The male child, identified as, this young baby who was 4 years old, was unalive. I'm going to say unalive. The child's mother, identified as Relay R. Fardro, and then they got her date of birth, which is March 5th, 2001, was detained and questioned. And so was the father. They was taken into custody. Okay, but hold on now. Okay, hold on. Fargo's boyfriend, identified as Hayden W. Rosen, whatever his name is, date of birth February 4th, 1999, was taken into custody for questioning at the apartment in Fredericktown, Missouri. And I had to re-say that separately for a reason, right? Because I remember reading, I believe the mother took the child to the hospital and he didn't go with her. So I had to double look and be like, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. During this interview with the parent, the mother, she indicated approximately midnight she woke she woke to Rosner, who brought the baby into unresponsive as in a panic. The father got into the vehicle, the mother got into the vehicle and rushed the baby to Madison Medical Center. But the father did not go with her. So they're saying that in the middle of the night, the dad woke up, told the mom, listen, something's wrong with the baby. He's not breathing. She gets in her car and she rushes to the hospital, but he doesn't go with her. That right there is like, okay. She did admit to both her and the husband that they do use opiate drugs. While she worked 60 hours a week, she stated she never used to observe any suspicion, marks, or bruises on the baby until after he became the primary caregiver. Constant search of her phone revealed several graphic photos of the baby with severe bruises and marks all over him. So they're saying that now, this is not the biological father, okay? He's not the biological father. How I know is because I went and searched in one of the links that Miss Barbara sent me, and I just searched into the comment. I like to look into the comment sections also to see what people are saying. And one of the friends of the biological father was in the comments. And she said that you walk, no problem, babe. Who's this? Dollyberg Bard. Thank you for sharing. No problem. Thank you. Welcome to Brooklyn Squad, real life drama. I'm gonna get all the comments in a minute. I just want to explain it a little bit. I don't know why it says zero up there. That's weird. I can't see none of y'all. It says zero. It's very weird. So it's so one of the girls was saying like, oh, he was trying to get custody of his son. So this was a custody thing where he was trying to get custody. The baby stayed with the mother, but she had a boyfriend. The mother is basically like, well, she's telling what I'm reading is what she's telling the police, and the police report that I'm seeing was she didn't notice any marks or anything until she got with her man. So I guess when she got with him is when shit started popping off, in my language. During the interview with the lady, she identified apparently midnight that she woke up with the baby. Hold on. She woke up Roscoe to board egging into the unresponsive in a panic. So he woke up with the baby unresponsive and he was panicking and told her, I guess the baby's not breathing. So she rushed into the car and got to the hospital. They noticed in the cell phone the baby had bruises all over his body. facial and head wounds. When asked, the mother suspected of physical abusing, but elected not to report the abuse. So, let me get some more. Hold on. To rescue sleeper while Jacob was in the car, and reinforce affirmers and Roscoe using controlled substance together. When asked about Jacob, apparently missed. So she noticed that the baby was being abused. And when she would talk to him about it, apparently it would be an issue in my language. Okay. So she didn't go get help with this baby because basically she's basically saying probably she's scared of him, which is bullshit. Okay. This is reminding me of another what's that case? That case that we just did. Not mad is it Madeline Soto's? No, not Madeline Soto's. The other case that we did. This is reminding me of when the girlfriend watched him beat that baby. But in this case, it's the other way around. No, it is the same thing actually. Cause she watching him beat this baby. He was looking malnourished, and he was looking very thin. The baby was not in good condition. And when she said that she noticed the baby wasn't in good condition, and when she talked to her boyfriend about it, he said, "Oh, that's normal that he's getting thin." So, to the bottom line is, they deserve to be in jail. Bottom line, okay. The bottom line is these two parents, the mother and her boyfriend, she watched him beat this baby. They both was using drugs. She could sit there, Harmony. Thank you, Barbara. Exactly, the Harmony case. Yes, she could sit there and make all these excuses and say, "Oh yeah, I noticed it, but I wanted to get help, and he wouldn't let me get help." Bitch, of course he ain't gonna let you get help. He ain't gonna want to go to jail. The fuck. But you still sat there and you watch him beat this baby. And the only reason she rushed in that car and took the baby to the hospital is because she know the baby wasn't breathing. The baby was unalive. Now you got an unalive baby on your hands, bitch. Now they got bond. Well, I be hot damn. They don't deserve a goddamn bond. Bond for what? Now let's talk about CPS. The father was fighting for custody with her. They had to be a CPS case then. Why the hell would they not intervene? Why did they let this baby suffer? Now let me look at the comments. Hey Marian, I didn't see you. I think I said hi before, right, baby? Okay. It was the mother and boyfriend. Drugs the problem. It's drugs there. Police seem not to care. Oh, that rhymes too, girl. You gonna be a rapper. Yes, it was the mother, boyfriend. But they couldn't help this baby but a grown drug head? Yes. Yes. Yes, Cherish, honey. I know, it's a damn shame. Cherish says, the entire state of Missouri should be under federal investigation. Yes, baby, you right about that. No cap. He wanted her to take the fall. He wanted her to take the fall. Okay. You're right, Cherish. Okay. Yeah, that's why he went. Oh, you say it. The baby father, when he went in the room, it was like, oh, she's not breathing. Rushed her to the hospital. Yeah, and also he didn't even go in. He didn't go with her. He knew what time it was. He knew what the deal was. They should both get the fullest sentence allowed and charge needed to go up. Right. It's the boyfriend, not the father. Right. I know that. Right. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. But she started taking pictures of the baby months prior, like in November and December. She should have reported him then if she jumped in involved. Right. Now, those pictures was evidence. That's what that was, I believe. She started taking pictures because she said, I got evidence now. So when they go to court and if anything happened, she could probably get a lower sentence. You feel what I'm saying? Just maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's probably why she did it. But she should have got that baby some help. But when drugs is involved, you're not thinking about all that, man. I'm telling you, you're not. You're looking for the next one. And it really depends on what drug she was using. Now, she was using pills. Now, she was using crack. That's another thing. You ain't thinking about nobody but your goddamn self. You thinking about that goddamn stem, hit it up, and that's it. If you using pills, you do have a time where you just gotta, okay, what I'm doing is not right. Let me go and try to let somebody take my baby. It's just the whole, if you ain't been in that situation, you really don't understand what I'm talking about. But she should have got that baby some help. First of all, who the fuck gave her that baby? Who gave them this child? Who felt like it was okay to give her the baby, knowing that she was an addict, knowing that she was using? Why couldn't the baby go with somebody else? And what's the dad excuse Cherish said? Baby, I don't know. Don't know anything about the father yet. Right. I just know what I saw in the comments. Squad, like, share, thank you. Harmony, yes, yes, yes. It's not normal because if a child is not off healthy weight, they should show signs that make another mother seeks medical help. Exactly, but she was using, so she didn't give a damn. They both need to stay in jail. Find out today. They didn't let her go to the funeral. She don't need to go to no damn funeral. For what? She could care less, please. And also, they do have a GoFundMe. The link is in, but the link is in the comments below. It's in the description. I'm sorry. Um, Matter of fact, let's go check out their GoFundMe. I think this is a shame that they don't have a report on this on the news. They got a report on every freaking thing else. If somebody pops a balloon, they're gonna report that shit on the news. But something serious like that, they don't care. And I think that's some foul shit. They should have made him go and face him. Yeah, baby, I know. It's crazy. Let's go to the GoFundMe. Let's check that out. If you want to donate something, I'm sure they appreciate it. Any little thing helps. So this is their GoFundMe, y'all. Okay, let me just read what it says. So far, they raised $2,160. This is him. He is so cute. Oh, he like fishing. I would be scared of that fish. Look, you could tell he brave. He picking up that fish. He 4 years old. I'm 4 years old picking up a fish, and I'm 40 something. I'd be scared as hell of that fish. Ain't that something? The funeral has been paid for. Most of the GoFundMe went to the funeral home for Jonah's beautiful monument. My name is Robert Williams, and I am making this GoFundMe for my cousin Carissa Ferrano. She is the grandmother of Jonah. The sweetest little 4 years old boy who lost his life tragically, and now she is left with the responsibility of putting sweet Jonah to rest. Any help would be greatly appreciated. The family is going through so much right now. And then they put her cash app is right here, which is Carissa Ferrona, money sign. And people have donated, as you can see. Donation there. You can share as well. The link is on the thing. Okay. So, but they said though the funeral has been paid for. So I don't know what is the donation for, the GoFundMe for. Exactly. Yeah, Cherish. My point, yeah. What is the donation for? Right. If they say the funeral is paid for, I'm a little confused now. They hide everything in Fredericktown. They should close it now. Next thing you know, we will be paying for mom's lawyer. Right, like the next case, exactly. Exactly. Uh, but this right here seems to be the grandmother. I don't know on whose side. Let's see, because you know that makes that big that is a big makes a big difference. My name is Robert Williams. I am making the GoFundMe for the cousin, my cousin, Carissa Farron. Carissa Farron. What is the mother's name again? Let me see something. Let me see what's the mother's name. Hmm. The mother side. I believe it's the mother, the daughter side. Yeah. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me go back. Chances is over. Yep. It's her mother. It's her mother. They got the same last name. It's her mother. And you know what, Cherish? You're exactly right. Why do you have the donation still up? Because that's what made me look to see which grandmother is that, the father side of the family or her side of the family? Because you said what you said. This could be for helping her lawyer. Now, if it was the father side of the family, I don't think so. But if it was her side of the family, yes. And then I look, and you were so right. That grandmother is the daughter's mother. And yeah, baby, that money gonna be for her lawyers. Take that shit. One of my moderators, delete that thing off my shit. Um, no disrespect, but honey, if it was paid for, we would not be, and I would not have my mods or any of my Brooklyn squads pay for lawyers, right? That's going to help a criminal. I'm just gonna say it, Barbara said. If I don't understand why they are asking for donations, they are not seen the abuse before. Right, Barbara. Exactly. They're trying to make money off that baby. Right. I mean, for God's sake, I wonder if they was on Facebook. Was they? Cause I got that. I can't find their asses nowhere. They GoFundMe. I could delete it real quick, Kathy B. I got it, babe. I'll delete it. Cause I'm right here with y'all. So, and that's no disrespect. It was up there for a minute. So whoever wanted to donate it, donated. It's no disrespect, but we're not gonna be conning people. That's not what we do. And I'm not going to help them con people. So if it was for the funeral expenses and stuff like that, that's different. But they already made it known right here. The funeral has been paid for. It's been paid for. Okay. So what money do you need now? Well, what are you looking for? And now let's talk about Fredericktown. I'm gonna keep this little boy's picture up. Fredericktown is very crooked. Okay, we got another live at 9:30. I changed it to 9:30, y'all. Fredericktown is very crooked. Wait, Cherish. I meant it with all disrespect, just for baby Joe. I feel what you're saying, babe. Our deepest condolences, I pray. What I meant was we got other people that watches the video for later on, so that's why I said, with no mean for disrespect, but you know what I mean. Uh, I know that's right. So Fredericktown is really crooked. Let's not forget, we are dealing with a town who the police is crooked as hell. Timmy D's body was found on the judge's property. Okay. Matter of fact, why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about the other boys along with Timmy D from Fredericktown that the police haven't done a goddamn thing about? We got to 9:30, y'all, before we go to our next case. So let me just go to Barbara, what she sent me, and we get right into it. So sad, that poor baby, I know. Oh, matter of fact, I actually wrote it down in my note. Oh, it's in my other notebook. But I could look on my phone though, because Barbara. Okay, where's Barbara at? Where's Barbara at? Where's Barbara at? Where's Barbara at? Barbara in the building. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Come on. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. So many kids out there. So many kids. It's a shame. What happened to them? Why isn't nobody fighting for these kids? What the hell's going on? The only people fighting for the kids is the parents? No, you would think the police would care, right? Not in Fredericktown, honey. Not them. They ain't riding. They could care less. Here we go. Let's start with DeRay Martin. Hold on, y'all. Yes, there is something definitely wrong in Frederick, Mississippi. Baby, I know. Hold on, y'all. Let me go to YouTube. I remember this case right here, honey. Remember this, y'all? We covered it when it first happened, which was a while ago. Ooh, let me close this. Yes. Don, I can't say his name right. I'm trying to say his name right. Dante Martin. On April 25th, 2021. This wasn't even long ago, y'all. He was found unalive in the attic of a house owned by a known white supremacist with a gunshot wound to his head. Okay? Yeah. Remember that one? We covered that. We covered that a while back. A while back. Let's bring it up again, y'all. Let's bring this up again. Hold on. Let me get the cosp. Here we go. You know what? I'm gonna change that other live so next week.
Both the race-based genocide of the Nazis and the class bridge to never forget one.
There's a mystery growing in Madison.
All right. You don't remember? That's all right, because you're going to remember now, baby. We're going to get into these cases. I have another live at 9:30. I'm going to change that live for this week. We're going to stick with this today because I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow too, y'all. So let me just change that other live for this week. Since we on here, let's just stick with what we're doing today. Okay? Give me a second. Let me change the other live. Yes, Kathy B. This was a while back. This case was a while back. Okay. I'll do the other live on Saturday. Saturday, Dave want to do their movie night shit. Okay. Well, I would say yes, 2 people committed suicide on his property. Mm. This young, handsome black boy from Missouri, college kid, right? College kid. And we could tell he ain't prejudiced. We could tell he ain't prejudiced because he got two white kids on him. That's right, Barbara. You better say it. I mean, Marion.
County, Missouri, where investigators initially thought Durante Martin took his own life. The 19-year-old's family says, though, it does not add up. And now there's new information that supports their claim.
Tonight, the man who called 911 and an expert who believes Durante was shot from a distance are talking only to the I-Team's Christine Byers.
He had the biggest, brightest smile, just a smile that would just warm you up.
All right. Memories of her grandson quickly bring tears.
It hurts my heart to know that somebody hurt my grandson. And possibly because of the color of his skin.
Investigators say Kimberly Robinson's grandson, Durante Martin, died by suicide. She's not so sure. Durante was found dead in this Fredericktown home last month. In the weeks that followed, social media swirled with theories and accusations that the homeowner, James Wade, had something to do with it or knew more than he was letting on.
I know I didn't do it. And I tried to help him, but nobody's talking about that. They're just making up all this other stuff. And they got me being everything from a racist serial killer to a big-time meth dealer. And, I'm neither.
Wade said he got home from a day of fishing about 30 minutes before he heard the shot.
And I was downstairs and he just shot himself. And I called 911 to try to help him.
Madison County 911.
Yes, I need the cops. Apparently a guy just shot himself.
Initially, this was an open and closed case.
So you mean to tell me you find somebody in the attic and you think that he unalived himself? And I think he was rolled up. Was he rolled up in something? Was he rolled up in something, Barbara? And you can hear somebody in the background saying, I hate this. So did this happen more than once? Is this a normal for this guy? White supremacist, black man gets killed, popped in the head, and all of a sudden it's a suicide. It's a suicide. Right, Cherish. Why did the lady in the back say that? I hate this. To me, if somebody, it sounds like that this is a normal thing for young motherfuckers. Like, you sick and tired of this shit happening. I hate this. Like, oh my God, not again. I hate this. Makes you wonder. But let's hear the 911 tape. Let's hear the bitch say it again. I hate this. My mouth is foul. For those that's going to come in later, I just want to say this. Sometimes your mouth could get foul when I'm dealing with cases and idiots like this. I would not apologize for me cursing on my platform and my dirty mouth. If you do not like it, you might want to remove yourself and don't ever come back here. Not y'all. I'm talking about people that come in later and they watch the videos. They know me anyway. They know how I get down. I got subs that been riding with me for 3 years, but I have a lot of new people too. I'm not apologizing. This is a case, this young man was killed for no reason. No, it was a reason. He was black. So yeah, I'm mad as hell. I'm mad as hell that that little boy that I just covered was beaten and abused, and his biological mother let her booty call boyfriend do it and didn't say shit. Yeah, I'm mad as hell. I'm mad as hell that Timmy D still don't got justice or gets missing, sitting on a damn fucking judge's property, and they talk to Barbara like she a piece of shit. That shit make me tight. I'm mad as hell. You damn right. I'm mad as hell about Jelani Day case too, about Alana Lanier case too, about about Madeline Sotos, about all these cases that I cover. So my mouth, I got a right to get nasty with my mouth. I'm mad as hell.
4 days after Durante's death, the Madison County, Missouri Sheriff's Department announced preliminary evidence revealed the male subject died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Weeks later, the I-Team asked for an update on the case from Sheriff Katie McCutcheon. In a statement she wrote, the investigator knew more than he was letting on.
I know I didn't do it. And I tried to help him, but nobody's talking about that. You know, they're just making up all this other stuff. I mean, they got me being everything from a racist serial killer to big time meth dealer. And, you know, I'm neither.
Wade said he got home from a day of fishing about 30 minutes before he heard the shot.
And I was downstairs and
Hey, Arctic Fox.
I was, you know, he just shot himself. And I called 911 to try to help him.
Madison County 911.
Yes, I need to call. Apparently, a guy just shot himself.
Initially, this was an open and closed case. 4 days after Durante's death, the Madison County, Missouri Sheriff's Department announced preliminary evidence revealed the male subject died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Weeks later, the I-Team asked for an update on the case from Sheriff Katie McCutcheon. In a statement she wrote, the investigation is still ongoing.
Do you believe this was a self-inflicted gunshot wound? There are no findings on my examination of a contact gunshot wound.
Durante's family hired forensic pathologist Dr. Jane Turner to perform a second autopsy. After years with the St. Louis Medical Examiner's Office, she's now in private practice.
The contact
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
gunshot wound, you'll see an outline of the muzzle of the gun, an imprint of the muzzle of the gun on the skin. I didn't see those. The end of the gun would have been 2 or 3 feet or more away. This entrance wound is what would be called in forensic pathology as a distant entrance wound.
It's the only answers Durante's mother has been given since his death.
I can't stop crying, so I try not to cry. So, and then like I tell myself, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
If this was you and this was your kid,
Then we wouldn't be having this discussion because it wouldn't be a race thing.
can you understand the family's position in this?
I can understand how they feel. I'd be angry too if I was hearing 25 stories. I'm just not involved in it, and I wish the cops would hurry up and make that clear to people. I mean,
And as they lay Durante to rest, his family and friends have so many questions and so few answers.
The true meaning of a friend.
They expect his family to believe that crock of shit? Really? No, this is bullshit. Talk okay, but okay, Artie Fox. You know what I'm saying? It sure would. If I seen it, I would definitely think that. Hold on. Somebody said maybe it was James Wade girl talking in the background. I would like to see a video on this, actually. I really, really would. Hold on, let me see something if I can find his parents. Because oh, that's Jerome Martin's parents right there. That's another case. That's a shame. What the fuck is going on with my thing? Hold on, y'all. Something is acting up today. It's the devil trying to act up and not want me to put this out. It's crazy. Hey, y'all. Hold on for a minute. I don't know why this is acting up. Huh. I really wanted to see that too. That's weird. What, did they take his video down and shit? You see that shit, y'all? It's like they took his video down or something. That's crazy. Because he be giving it all. I love watching him. Very interesting. Wow. That's really crazy, I think. All
Black
right.
True Crime is a podcast that researches and discusses murders committed by Black offenders. It is a podcast that everyone and anyone is welcome to enjoy, but it's also a podcast that may not be welcomed by anyone and everyone. So listener discretion is advised. Now, without further ado, this is Black True Crime.
I like that. I wanted to hear the Martin guy because he does a lot of
Hi everybody. You have ants in your pants. I'm Kristen, your co-host.
I am on one in the best way. I'm having a great day and I'm so
Okay, let's see this,
excited
y'all.
for the surprises that we have for you guys this week. It's just insane.
I feel like there's like 1,000 things coming up for you guys.
I feel like you guys should probably start saving some coin.
Just
a little hint there.
Yeah, we won't take your whole purse, but just a little something.
We're not going to rob you, but what we give you is going to be worth it, and just be prepared and excited. And it's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow meaning Thursday, September 30th.
Yes.
Which happens to be International Podcast Day, which was pretty cool.
Period. Lined up perfectly.
Be on the lookout.
Yes, Kimberly.
And also, this episode is going to be available on YouTube because I wanted to bring more awareness to this case.
Yes,
this
Kimberly.
Isn't one of those cases where
but you see, I couldn't get to the video,
and I felt like it would be more beneficial
Why
for
I
the
couldn't
family
get to the
if
video?
as many people
Because I really wanted to hear what he had to
access
say
this
about
as
this.
possible. So, you're welcome.
That was
We all
strange,
know
right?
that racism is still alive
Let me
and
see if I
well in
can
this
get it on my
country,
phone. Hold on.
unfortunately, and it affects us all in different ways.
But what if the hate of a race leads to the murder of a teenaged boy, and in response, even more division and hate? There will be no closure at the end of this episode. There will be no justice. But maybe we all can help change that. Join us as we discuss the life and death of Durante Martin.
Oh, Kayla, you killed me.
Well, I didn't mean to gut you so early, but
I mean, you literally took it and just pulled my heart out. You pulled.
Well, somebody else's heart needs to be pulled on by this case so we can get some shit done. Okay.
It's still up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it me
it's
then?
Like that, Kristen. It's like that. Durante Kayshawn Malik Martin was born on September 6th, 2001. Wish I had 4 names.
He's a baby.
It is still up. So what's going on? No
Kristen,
disrespect to their
what
podcast.
happened in Black history
No disrespect to
2001?
them.
Okay, so
I mean, it's no disrespect to them, you know. But I really wanted to hear what he had to say upon it, because he also covered Jelani Day's case. And he's covered other cases that, you know, I talk about. And I really like to listen to what he had to say about it. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't find it. Let me see something. See? It's not available on my end. Why is it like that? I don't get it. Let me go click on his thing for a minute. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something. Roland Martin. Maybe if I put his name in, it'll pop up. M-A. Oops. Okay. No. It is not popping up on my end. Something is definitely going on. Yeah, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, exactly, Barbara. This is crazy because his content is so freaking good. And he just does a little bit different than us regular, you know, YouTubers and stuff like that. So I really want to show y'all what he had. I want to see what he has to say about this. And not only the other video, but this video won't let me see it either. What the fuck? This is crazy.
These are those rhombohedron crystals in your pineal gland. When those crystals become
here we got
electrically
one.
active.
Okay.
But still, 2 years later, April 25th, 2021, 19-year-old Durante Martin was
All right, we
found
got
dead in
one.
the attic of a white Missouri man's
They must have
house with a
took these
gunshot
videos
wound to the
down.
head. The white man, James Wade, is said to be a known white supremacist. Local coroner quickly ruled Deontay's death a suicide. It took months to get a second autopsy, and an in-panel jury ruled Durante's death resulted from violence, not suicide. But still, 2 years later, no one has been arrested for his death. There are discussions about the DOJ's potentially taking over the case. Katie Ryan is chief of staff for Campaign Zero, and she joins us right now. So, Katie, this is strange here. We had the family on before discussing this case, and apparently there was supposedly a party at this man's home. So can you bring folks, those who didn't see us then, bring us today on what the hell happened here?
That's what I wanted to know. What the fuck happened?
Don't think we have Katie's audio. She might be on mute. So let's, all right, Katie, let's try it now.
I wanted to hear that too. What basically happened?
Are you able to see and hear me, Roland?
We got you. Actually, we see you and hear you. Go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Yes, thank you so much again for using your platform to get this story out and for welcoming us again. And I, spoiler alert, I wish I really had some compelling and exciting and positive news to share about there being movement in this case. We are not there yet. But as a quick refresher for people who have not followed the case of Durante Martin, you're correct. April 25th, 2021, Durante, who is a young African-American man, aspiring football star, preparing to go to college to live out his dream of playing football, was taken to a party. So again, this was not a party he intended to attend, but he was taken by some of his friends, acquaintances, we'll call them, in a rural part of Missouri. Durante was the only Black individual attending the party. The party was for a girl who was a minor at the time, her father known to be a white supremacist.
Okay.
We don't know the full description of what occurred at that party this evening, other than we.
Okay, that's the part I didn't know. So he was taken to that party. That's the part I didn't know. And that's why I wanted to look for more information before I just open my mouth and stuff. It's just, because I thought that he just, he went to a party. So he was taken to that party. And why was there a minor there? Which was that white supremacist daughter. Interesting. See, this is why I do like to look at certain other content creators that does YouTube to get certain information. Like he works with he's just not a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like I will call him like the type of news guy. I don't know what to call his content, but it's that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get that shit. You're going to get the shit that you need to get. So.
We have the audio of the 911 call in which James Wade is calling the police to alert them that he has discovered Durante's body shot in the attic of his home. What we do know is that Durante had surgery on his dominant hand, on his right hand. So he was in a full cast from wrist to elbow.
So he
did die by a gunshot to the temple in the upstairs of this home. And police very quickly took his body from the house. The scene was already cleaned prior to medics arriving. And then his mother, Erica Lotz, had to, by way of sort of telephone, learn both of her son's death and then the whereabouts of his body, which was already at a coroner's.
So that's what's so strange here, the actions of cops in this case. And there literally has been nothing from state investigators.
So as you mentioned earlier, right, the death was ruled a suicide immediately. I believe within 48 hours, the death, Durante's death was ruled a suicide. So the family had to finance and find a second individual to conduct an autopsy who very quickly ruled that the death was actually by means of violence, that the distance at which the gun had fired, that it did not appear that it would have even been possible for him to have done this. Based on that, a jury was impaneled, reviewed his case.
Okay, let me just stop for a minute. Now, they said he had a cask. He just had surgery. Okay? He just had surgery. And the temple, the gunshot was to his temple. This wasn't no fucking accident. This wasn't like, oh, they shot him for a distance. No, they went up to that kid and popped him in the head. It was to his temple. So they went up to him and popped him in the head. It's not like he was far away or, you know what I'm saying? This shit was really personal. This was like hatred personal. Disgusting, like hate. Hell no, he ain't do this shit to himself. And why would he? He was a football or baseball or whatever, you know, whatever team he liked, what he was into. College kid. He seemed like he looked at, you know, his family. I remember this case a while back. He was close with his family. Yes, it is a lot of evil people out here. He was in football. Thank you, Artie Fox. Yeah, because when this case first happened, I talked about it. I talked about it when it first happened. This is when I had my first my peoples that was on here in the beginning. Like my beginners. Oh, I cut myself bad. Like D, I think she remember when I covered this. But I'll go look at my playlist. But yeah, I remember this case. Yep. Cause I remember I was like, when he was in the attic, that was weird to me, first of all, that he was in the attic. It's just weird.
Also said that this was officially a death by violence, not possible for it to be a suicide. One piece of background information is that prior to Durante's death, there were 2 alleged suicides that had also occurred at James Wade's property. So this is the 3rd death that has occurred at his property. Despite all of this information.
That's a lot of dying.
In one place? Right. Affiliated with one person? Precisely. So what we have seen since then was, since there were conflicting reports after the jury was impaneled and ruled the death homicide, then the investigation was turned over to the Missouri State Highway Patrol. That was to move it out of the local law enforcement. They closed the case and said there was nothing more to examine. So we are still in the streets. We are still pushing for the FBI, for the Department of Justice, for anyone outside of the state of Missouri who can conduct a thorough investigation with integrity that does not have special interest in local politics to actually answer so many of the outstanding questions we have and actually get truth for Durante and his family.
Have you got?
Okay, and Artie Fox said, hold on, let me just ask a question. Let me see something. The young woman, Kimberly, are you family to Dante? Is she family? This is his grandmother? I am so sorry for your loss. Mm. I am so sorry for your loss. My condolences. Yeah, and I would sue the heck out of them too. I would sue the heck out of them. Yeah, I had to go back and look, and I was like, wait a minute. Is your name looked familiar? I think I saw you in another chat before. And then I was looking at the comments here, and I said, wait a minute, is she family? I'm so sorry for your loss. Wow. This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
Any sort of feedback from the feds?
No, I will say what's promising is recently the family did meet with Senator Hawley in Missouri, and he has committed to pushing to whatever capacity he has in his office to getting a sort of larger platform. There is an upcoming meeting with Congresswoman Bush. She will be meeting with Durante's family this week. So we are also hopeful that she'll be able to apply some level of pressure, but we have not been able to get the FBI or the DOJ to publicly commit to actually looking at his case, because as far as we've seen, the investigation has been so botched from top to bottom from the moment of his death. We don't have any more faith in law enforcement and the investigatory bodies in the state of Missouri. Our ask is just at a minimum that we have an external body at the federal level to actually step in and start doing some of this investigating.
Literally a stunning story that makes no sense whatsoever. Rebecca, your first question.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on here tonight, just to make viewers aware of what's going on. This is a little hard for me because I grew up in a rural state in the Midwest. And I remember family members pulling me aside when I was a teenager and letting me know, do not go to any parties and you're the only Black person there. That was the type of conversation that we had within my family and even my extended family. So my question for you, how often do these things or have these things happen in Missouri that you know of these strange deaths, and no one knows anything? It was a homicide. It may not have been a homicide. It might have been a death by suicide, but then no one knows anything. How often does this?
Kimberly, would you like to come up? Bobby Bone everywhere. You don't have to, but if you want to, you do. Okay. The link is for Kimberly. Because this is wow. All right. You just hit that link. I'm going to continue playing this while you hit the link, okay? Okay.
Happen? Yeah, I mean, that's a brilliant question. I don't have a global perspective on how this actually has manifested over time in Missouri. There's no
within my family. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on here tonight, just to make viewers aware of what's going on. This is a little hard for me because I grew up in a rural state in the Midwest. And I remember family members pulling me aside when I was a teenager and letting me know, do not go to any parties and you're the only Black person there. That was the type of conversation that we had within my family and even my extended family. So my question for you, how often do these things or have these things happen in
These
Missouri
families a
that you
platform
know
to get the story
of
out.
these strange deaths, and no one knows anything? It was a homicide. It may not have been a homicide. It might have been a death by suicide, but then no one knows anything. How often does this happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's a brilliant question. I don't have a global perspective on how this actually has manifested over time in Missouri. There's no
Matter of fact,
mystery here
Barbara,
that our
put
criminal
that
legal
link too.
system is actually much more quick to stop investigating violent deaths of young Black and brown men in particular. And one of our commitments is to make sure that Durante doesn't become one of those statistics, right? That it's easily swept under the rug, that, oh, like he must have, there were no witnesses there who will actually step forward and actually explain A, why he was there, B, James Wade's actual affiliation with local law enforcement and or his affiliation with any sort of white supremacy groups, and then C, why the coroner and law enforcement were so quick to side with James Wade. This is like one of the saddest tales as old as time, just as you're saying. And part of our scream for justice is that we shouldn't be living in a world where parents have to say, you may not go to a party where you're a minority, because if the outcome is violence, then you will not be a recipient of justice.
Robert?
My sincerely Cadonia says, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, I've been better, but I'm doing physically well.
Okay. I send my sincere condolences to you. So he was so that's I don't say names right, so I have a issue with pronouncing names. So if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, I do apologize.
Oh, it's no problem.
Tante. Wow,
Durante.
that was your grandbaby, your grandson,
Yes, that was my firstborn grandchild.
your first grandson. Wow. So he goes to this party with he was invited to the party.
Well, that part, we're really not sure
Mm-hmm.
if he was actually invited to the party or if he was lured to the party,
Got you.
which I believe he was lured to the party.
Okay.
I don't think um, it was an invitation. Um, According to the homeowner himself, he said that it wasn't a party.
That it was a party.
It was not a party.
Oh, it was not a party there.
Yes, that's what he said. He said that it was not a party. He actually just told us this a few weeks ago. Um, he said it was not a party. Um, he was gone camping or fishing or whatever it was. And his daughter and a few of her friends were there at the house, and nobody else was supposed to be there. And one of the guys, which is a roommate of his, and one of his friends, I'm just gonna call their names. It was Cody and Zach Graham, and he
Mm-hmm.
said that they came back to the house, and his daughter called him, and he packed his stuff up from fishing, and he headed back to the house. And when he got back to the house, he didn't know that they were upstairs, and he didn't even know that Durante was there. And then he said about 2:30, he heard a gunshot, and everybody started running out of the room, and it was, I guess, to picture perfect it that it was like a chaos and hysteric of people just running. Um, and he was asking them what was going on, and people were yelling, call 911, um, whatever, and
Yeah.
so then, not even sure how he ended up.
Talking. That's Kimberly talking.
He ended up calling 911, and on the 911 call, he said apparently a guy just shot himself.
Wow.
Then you just hear this young lady, whoever it is, she's hysterical in the background, and so it just kind of goes from there. But um, it is my belief that when the 911 call was made, Durante was already deceased.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
there,
When you, as you're talking, right, and you said that he was saying, there was a lot of people and, it was a lot of commotion and stuff like that when he heard the gunshot. I'm thinking what he said, it wasn't a party, but why was there so many people if it wasn't a party and a lot of commotion? You know what I mean?
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So, um,
Mm.
considering, that um, this party, um, I would never call it a party.
Right.
I would call it a prearranged killing ground,
Mm.
because that's just what I believe in my heart.
Yeah.
Uh, but nevertheless, I do want to. I know that a lot of people are very stereotyped as to um, Black people being the only Black person somewhere, and I'm not saying that that's always the right choice, but I live in a rural area myself, and so Durante was raised in this rural area that I live in for a part of his life. So he was very comfortable in his body.
Mm.
And if you were to go through photos or whatever that you find on the internet, you'll always see that he's in a group of Caucasian people. And so he was very comfortable in his body. Um, I believe that race played an underlying factor in this, but however, I don't believe that there is enough um, evidence to say that his murder was um, fully racially motivated.
Mm.
I think that where the racism comes in at
Yeah.
is that they knew um, this area, and they also knew that um, Durante, being an African American young man, that these POSs down there, they wasn't going to give a crap, and they wasn't going to um, treat this as a homicide. They was just going to treat it just like what they called it, and they thought that we would just be either too distraught to recognize or too dumb to understand. I really don't know. I can't say what somebody else thinks.
I
But
understand.
however, um, one of the things that I have never heard of in all the history of my life is somebody else going to somebody else's house to self-inflict anything upon themselves. I've never heard of that, so this wasn't going to be any different, you know. And
Right.
even if it was not my grandson, I still would not believe it, even if it was another child or another person. Um, the fact that we've been fighting, um, April 25th will be 3 years. Every day it seems like today, and that's gonna be with us for the rest of our day. But however, you know, yes, it was botched. Uh, Race was played. The racism, I believe, played a factor in it. However, not giving a damn played more of a factor. And you know, there is. I don't. I just. I really. It's not something that I just can't explain it. You know, there are just no words to. There's just really no words to explain corruption. There is no words to explain incompetency. There are no words to explain, as I said, not giving a damn. There are no words to explain the uncompassionate. Just, I mean, it's just, it's like a damn idiot. You know, an idiot
Yeah.
will do anything. And this is kind of how I feel that they treated Devontae's case. You know,
And
once the family didn't buy into what they were saying,
right.
then it was nothing more that they were going to even think about, talk about, or do. And they just feel like, okay, well, as long as we don't do anything, then they'll just shut up, be quiet, won't talk about it. Nobody else is going to know about it, or nobody else is going to care. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So right now, we just have to keep Durante's name forefront. Uh,
Cause
our many a t-shirts, because it's not that I want to see my baby's face on a t-shirt. It's not that I want to see a hashtag in front of his name. But you know what? That's all that I get is a t-shirt, a hashtag, and just to keep pressing forth. Because what I truly believe that one day through the podcast, through people talking, somebody on the right level is going to hear it. That somebody on the right level is going to prompt the right investigation, the right phone call. He's gonna get justice.
yeah,
He's
the
gonna
more
get justice.
the more people talk about it and get it out there, make some noise, something like, because he so the guy wasn't charged, right?
No, nobody was ever charged.
Nobody was charged.
Nobody was ever charged with anything. Nobody was charged for distributing to minors. Nobody was charged for
Wow.
drugs. Nobody was charged for nothing. Nobody was charged for nothing, 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 nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Endangering the welfare of a child, and probably a multitude of other things that normal citizens would have been charged with had that they
Right.
tried to pull some crap like this.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, that's the sad part about it is that nobody ever had to answer for anything. Durante didn't own a gun. Durante, um, he he his dominant hand was in a full cast. He had just had surgery um, maybe 2 or 3 days before this happened. So, he wasn't ambidextrous.
Yeah, because
And I've asked people, I mean, I've asked people, is it possible um, to even shoot a gun with your opposite hand? And they say that you would have to be really a skillful shooter to do that. But he wasn't a skillful shooter. He wasn't
And
even
what was the charges then?
what charges?
That's what I'm saying. It's because I was reading. Hold on. Travis says no charges yet. It was determined it was a murder. But then I thought that they said they tried to say suicide. We know damn well he did not kill himself.
Right, that's what they tried to say. That's
Right.
what they immediately said, that it was
Mhm.
suicide. However, we did not learn of Durante's demise. It was 8 hours
What?
later that we learned of his demise.
Oh wow. Unbelievable. Oh wow.
He was dead.
A few more hours, it would have been a whole
Yeah, right.
24 hours. Wow.
Yeah, so um, it is my opinion. It's my opinion that Durante was actually supposed to be a missing person, but by the grace of God,
Hmm.
somebody made a phone call.
Mm. Wow. Took them 8 hours, she said, to clean up and make get their story right. Because they said, but I thought they said the EMS or something cleaned up, or it was cleaned up already.
Well, to my understanding, the homeowner, the people at the house, or somebody cleaned up.
Clean.
I mean, I don't know who cleaned it up, but I mean
Right.
that I can't do that. They said that the homeowner cleaned it up, or somebody that was there cleaned it up. I mean,
And you would think they would be charged for that.
well,
Tampering with evidence.
they wasn't, because they said that they were told by the police to clean it up.
What? Oh hell. Oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yeah, so it's
Okay, hold on for a minute. I'm sorry.
it's a lot to it. It's
Oh wow. Mm-mm. Wow. Oh. Hey, Cherish.
You know?
You hear this?
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
The cops told the homeowners and them to clean the crime scene up.
Yeah, well, I think that somebody needs to be charged like all the way around. This just all sounds completely unprofessional, right down to that comment. But I think also watching the other videos, grandma or someone else may have mentioned there was a second autopsy done, and they determined through that autopsy it was considered a violent death. So that's why that.
Well, the second autopsy revealed that it was not a it was not a self-inflicted wound. That was the second autopsy, and the so after the second autopsy was released, then Madison County um, move. They called a coroner's inquest. And in the coroner's inquest, with their evidence and with their witnesses and a jury that they chose, um, came back after 2 hours or almost 2 hours of deliberation, came back with the verdict of death by violence.
Have you all been in contact with the FBI?
That's a joke too.
Have you tried to contact them?
Actually, yeah, it is out there. I don't know how much of that is out there, but it's out there.
They all work together.
It's it is not as they say, you know, it's a friend of a friend system or a good old boy system. So,
That's
Yeah,
exactly
you got
right.
boys in that good old boy system, though.
but
Something will have to shake.
but now
Well, the thing is
I'm
with the
not gonna
FBI,
discredit. I won't discredit the the whole agency as a whole and any law enforcement agency. I won't discredit the whole agency, but I will say that the ones that have worked on Durante's case, a piece of shit. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, they go ahead, Barbara.
calling the FBI, they have to be invited. The problem is that they're not going to invite you if they don't want an investigation on your small town.
You heard what she said, Cherish?
Yeah, I do know that that's only to a certain extent, though. But the family can request that they come in and do an investigation. I've dealt with them before. So that's another reason why I asked.
Oh, I have called them and they said that they do not get involved unless the police ask them to.
Yeah, I know when it comes to the FBI, Barbara's done all that. She's done all that and got nowhere. Absolutely. Like they just don't care. They don't want the
Well, I just put it this way. If you don't want
crazy.
the FBI, if you have the power to ask the FBI to come in and do an investigation and you don't do it when you don't have answers to all these deaths, then that's suspicious to me because what are you trying to hide that you don't want the FBI in here?
Yeah, I don't think they did a very good job of hiding anything. I think it is exactly what everybody in the comment section, and even Barbara, it's a lot. I think Kimberly even mentioned it as well that it's everybody knows everybody in this small town, and that's the situation that's at hand. But you know what? They didn't even do a good job of trying to. The story doesn't make sense. Nothing about this case makes sense at all. The only thing that makes sense is that the second autopsy came out and found that he did not unalive himself. That's the only thing that makes sense. Everything else looks like a lie. It sounds like a lie. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, this ain't the only case like that. There's like 7 of them in the same town that I mean Kimberly I know of.
And wasn't there 3 other homicides there?
3 other homicides?
Yeah.
No, suicide.
Well, suicides, allegedly.
They call everything a suicide.
Well, From my understanding, um, that's kind of how Durante's case was supposed to go, and it, we were just supposed to accept what they said
Right.
and be done with it. But Durante, he wasn't depressed. He had no reason um, to want to end life. There was no reason for him to want to end life at all. So that that just didn't jive with us, you know. And one being is like I said, I have never, ever, ever, ever heard of somebody else going to somebody else's house to do anything to themselves intentionally. I've just never heard of that.
Absolutely.
So um, he went miles away from home. that that just didn't fly. And the fact that, like I said, it was 8 hours into his demise before we learned of his demise.
Mm.
Um, I just kind of feel like that if it was truly self inflicted, they would have contacted us immediately because you wouldn't have had to hide anything.
Exactly.
So the fact that you tried to hide something and what you tried to hide was this murder and you got caught. And once I found out where he was, you could no longer continue with your plan. Once we found out that he was at Foley's funeral home, that stopped any plan that they had.
So was there no medical examiner? They just do the examinations at the funeral home in this town.
Uh, well, um, there's Colin Follis, who's the coroner, who's the funeral director, and then there's Russell Dieter, who's the medical examiner and the pathologist, and then there's Sheriff Katie, who's the 911 and the deputy coroner. You see this circle?
Yeah, I
Mm.
definitely understand, and I understand what you're saying. So basically, you're saying that even through this process, they violated so many rights.
Absolutely.
Because how was he not? You all didn't even know that he was passed away until he got to the funeral home. They didn't even allow you all to come ID him at the
Absolutely.
coroner's office. They're in so many violations.
Yeah.
That's why I asked if you're suing, because that entire police department, the courts, they all should be sued for so many violations of human rights.
Yep.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, we have not been able to um, obtain an attorney, not here in Missouri. So Barbara can attest to that. You know, they tell you they're going to call you back. They may even listen to about 5 minutes of what you got to say, and you don't hear nothing else from them.
Do you all have a GoFundMe account?
No, we
Well, I
don't.
tell you what, if you start one, I'll definitely share it with everybody I know. Your
Yeah, me too.
grandson's story, and I will personally donate myself because I want to see that
Mhm.
justice is served in this case. Have it be the form of funding to begin with until somebody, because you know, one thing that I understand as well, I've been listening to your story. I understand that your grandbaby was surrounded by people, and those people, somebody gonna talk eventually. So, like I said, if it's gonna start financially before somebody is prosecuted, one thing I know is that murder is there's no statute of limitations on it. Somebody gonna go down for
Absolutely.
that.
Facts.
Absolutely. Well, we are in the process of starting a donation account for that reason. So I don't have it completely set up yet, but I will be getting it completely set up by the end of the month. Um, because that's what it's going to take to get his justice,
Yeah.
you know, and it's sad because, you know, Durante, he was my grandson, but Durante was not a trouble kid. He's never been arrested. Never, he was a trouble kid. He didn't use drugs as they tried to say he did. He loved playing football, and his dream was to go to the NFL. That was his dream. So, if his dream was to go to the NFL, why would he end his life in at somebody else's house in what they want to say was an attic? How did he even know that that house had an attic? That
Right.
wasn't his house.
Right.
Yes.
That's what got me confused. I was in the attic.
Sounds like he was hiding.
That's what they want you to believe. It was not an attic.
Mm,
They
wow.
want you to believe that it's not an attic.
And
There
I'm
is
glad
no
you
attic.
pointed that out because you're absolutely right. Because they cleaned it up. So in reality, it could have happened anywhere.
Right.
Didn't it happen in James Wade's closet? That he told us, Kimberly?
No, he said it happened in his bedroom.
Yeah, by his closet.
Oh. Oh
That's
wow.
what went to his court date.
I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah, he said it was in his bedroom and then by his closet. So I
Right.
don't know how that happened there and he got up in the attic. I don't know.
There is
Hmm.
no attic.
That's why we believe that they didn't have time and he was supposed to be missing just like Timmy.
What'd you say, Barbara?
I said that's why you believe that he was supposed to be missing just like Timmy.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Because Missouri actually has well, I guess it is a law, but if you cannot locate the next of kin, then the state can do with what they choose to the remains.
Oh wow.
But there's an allotted time frame before they can do that. But however, if you don't know that your loved one is deceased and nobody has contacted you, and you just can think that they're just missing, and in all actuality, somebody's discarded them as if they were trash.
Yes.
That's what they did to Timmy. They threw him out like he was trash.
I'll be
Wow.
looking for the GoFundMe.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
be looking for the GoFundMe. And if you all ever decide to do any kind of petitioning for something of them reopening the case, I'll be the first one to sign it.
And yeah, I would definitely help out. Y'all know that already, though. I would
Yeah.
definitely help out, share it, do whatever I have to do.
Grande
Um,
case is open. The problem is getting somebody to investigate the case. I mean, yeah, they keep it open and if nobody's investigating it or looking at it, nothing gets done. So
Well, the reason why they say, um, I believe the reason why that they'll say that the case is an open investigation is because they they're not at liberty to discuss an open investigation. However, if you're doing nothing, then you may as well close it because it's the same.
Yeah, the difference between you and I is they closed to me, so I got to get the investigation, and there's no investigation really. None.
Um,
And a lawyer.
so that's kind of where we are. And Roland Martin does a very thorough story on the case. He's done actually like 3 episodes. I think it's like 3 episodes that Roland Martin has done on Devontae's case. And so um, KSDK, KMOV, they've all done um, articles or reports on it.
Yeah,
So
I like Roland Martin. I like him.
yeah, I appreciate all of you podcasters that are you know out there getting his story out on your platforms because we just got to keep pressing forward. We
Yeah.
got to keep it going. Because if we be quiet, then he'll never get justice,
Right.
and you know he deserves that because the he deserves that because he was lured there, and it's sad to me because to think that my grandson died alone uh,
Hmm.
by himself, probably trying to fight his way out for life, and it's unfortunate that he didn't make it. But
How long did he know these boys?
well, um, the the 3 boys that picked him up from home in St. Louis, he went to school with them.
Oh no.
So they had been acquainted for a few years, and
Wow.
the sad part about it is that there's an old saying about that snake, and so like Durante, he was their friend. They just weren't friends to him. He housed them, he clothed them, he fed them,
Oh wow. Wow.
he bum rides for them.
It's like they prey upon you in Fredericktown, Missouri.
Wow.
So
Man.
um, it's just sad. It really is. It's really sad to
Wow.
me uh, more than anything because I don't know what happened that night, and I know that he was alone.
Right. Wow. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's foul thinking that you got friends and it's not like you just met him. It's somebody that you knew for a while.
Right,
Wow.
and for them to
Mm.
have lured him to for this to take place, but we don't even know where they at either. So I mean, it ain't like they did or nothing. We just don't see them.
Right.
I guess
Mm.
hmm, I don't know, but
I'm so sorry.
we just have to just keep this story going. Like I said, I wear a t-shirt at least twice a week. You know, um, because I'm telling his story. Wherever I go, I'm telling somebody
Mhm.
about him. You know, because it's going to be up to the public and the people to get his justice. It's not going to be the judicial system as it stands right now, but eventually it's going to be the judicial system that's going to um give give him the justice that he needs, but we just have to keep pushing for that justice because, you know, no matter what or no matter what they may think, you know, they may think that he I don't know. I don't know what they may have thought. So, you know, if they thought that he wasn't loved, then they need to think again.
Mm. No, that's right.
So he wasn't no throwaway trash that did nobody love and wasn't, you know, um gonna
I wasn't gonna fight for him.
yeah, you
Hmm.
know, they just like I said, you know, before they just figured that they could just tell us, oh, he just went here and he just um shot himself and we was just gonna cry and say okay. Mm-mm.
Right. Mm.
No, we wasn't gonna cry and say okay. We was gonna cry, but we wasn't gonna say okay because, as you all said, the story don't make sense.
Sure don't. And you know your grandchild, you know?
Right, and you can't make it make sense because it makes no sense.
Right.
You know, he didn't use drugs. He wasn't a meth addict. He was a football player. I
Mm.
don't know no football players that doing meth. You know, so um, then they want to tell us that you know he had a lethal amount of meth in his system, but you know, like he was a meth.
What? Wait a minute. Hold up. They say that.
Toxicology did say he had drugs in his system, and that could have been him being killed against his will.
Well,
Unbelievable.
he had well, according to uh, I guess it would be the Russell Dedeker or Colin Folis, not really sure which one, the coroner or the, but according to them and their report from Madison County, he had 650 plus milligrams of methamphetamines in his system, or nanograms.
Unfucking. Oh, excuse
I
me.
wonder if that's a lethal dose. Like they're just it
They
seems
set him
like
up.
they've just tried any and everything
Well,
possible to slander
Google,
and to make it seem like he did this to himself, and the
Yeah.
evidence still showed he did not.
Right.
absolutely.
Somebody has
Google
to
said
answer
that's
for
enough
this.
for 40 people. And
Wow.
Google says that um,
They
2
inject.
nanograms is a lethal dose or a fatal dose. However, I have asked medical doctors, I've asked surgeons, um, and they've all said that look at me and they'll go like, no, that's impossible.
Wow.
Well, we know what they was doing with them 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That was
So,
one of the
you
things.
know, if you
Mm.
know, if you're if you're doped up on um methamphetamines and this is not a drug that your body has a tolerance for and that amount you would OD, your heart would give out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If your heart give out, then how did you shoot yourself?
Yep.
And if you shot yourself, then how did you ingest the meth?
Mm. Yeah.
Can't make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. And they all working down there together.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Right, Barbara.
A lot of things don't in that town on a lot of cases.
They all working down there together. Police, the government, everybody. It seems like everybody.
Yeah, but unfortunately, um, well, my family and Barbara, we've become quite acquainted, and this is a battle that we have to battle. It's not fair, but we love our children, grandchildren, so
And it's
we're
good
gonna
y'all
fight
sticking
for,
together.
what they deserve, and that is they deserve justice
Hmm.
because they did not do this to themselves. And the people or persons that are responsible, they need to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
I think everybody that was in that house should be held accountable to some degree because
Yeah.
so much time has went past and nobody has spoken up on their own yet. There were too many people in that home for nobody not to know anything. Everybody in that home knew exactly what took place, and they're all hiding and covering for one another.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you talk to the people that's in them crowds or anything, will message you and tell you what they know. But when they tell you that stuff, they say that they're afraid of the police and the corruption there, so they're afraid to go to the police. So, what are you supposed to do with that information?
Well, I mean, definitely suggesting that it could be their child one day because if it's happening to, him, it can happen to anybody.
Right.
And you can't be so afraid of a police station in one area. There's so many places. The United States is big. Ask for witness protection. But I mean, seriously, come on, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
I agree.
ridiculous, but it's happening. And there's only 4,400 people in that town. There's a lot of murders there.
And now we see why.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
But when you do talk to the people, that's what they say, don't they?
Yes.
They're afraid of the police.
Wow.
And I bet you a lot of them are getting paid off too to keep quiet.
Yes.
Even more reason for the FBI to come in and investigate the entire town.
Are leaving. James Wade don't even live there anymore. And they wanted us to believe that we should be okay with that because he doesn't live there anymore. Well, you let him go to another state and that makes it okay?
Wait, Barbara, do you have another device on, Mama?
No.
Something's
Something's choppy. I can hear it.
yeah. It was doing it for a while.
Yeah, it's the echo.
I don't know. Somebody has another device in the background. I
My
thought it was me, but I had cleared all my stuff out.
sister's here. It's probably her.
I'm sitting in the car.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. It's okay though. We can still hear you.
But yeah, a lot of people contact us and tell us they're afraid. And some of them aren't there anymore. And when we sat down with the prosecutor, he wanted us to be okay with James Wade don't live there anymore. It's like, well, that doesn't mean anything. You let him go to another state to live, so it makes it okay. We're supposed to just move on now.
Yeah, he's going to be dangerous in the new community he's in.
Mm-hmm.
People need to find out where he lives at and share his address. I'm down for it.
I know what state he's in.
Oh, I can find him. I bet you I'll find him. I found a lady that was missing for 14 years. Kids didn't even know where she was at. I found her. I bet you I can find her.
I don't know what.
Yeah. Wasn't there oh, I'll wait till she come back up. I was gonna say there was a case about Barbara's friend out there that they saying that she hung herself. She didn't hang herself. Everything out there with these police is so corrupt. Everything to them is when they, because I really believe that the police is either paying people to do these things to these kids or they doing it themselves. And everything is a suicide to them.
Yeah, it
Suicide. Everything
definitely
is
sounds like
suicide.
it definitely sounds like they're doing it themselves. But
Hmm.
it was definitely a pleasure meeting you, Kimberly. And I am so sorry for your loss. If there's anything that I can do, like I said, I'll be checking for those updates of that possible petition and GoFundMe. I definitely want to support your cause. Our prayers here from my family to yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later, squad.
All right. Have a blessed night. Yeah. But if the FBI is not getting involved, to me that is definitely fishy. You know, on their part, because cases like this, they should be the first ones to get involved. You
But the
have a girl that faked her kidnapping, and the FBI was involved and all over the place, and that was
right,
a fake, huh?
right, that's true. But the thing is that when you call the FBI, they say they can't get involved unless they ask them to help them, and they're not going to ask them to help them.
Right. 'Cause they're so crooked.
That's
So
what
they
I told him when I called. Well, they're not going to call you and ask for your help because they don't want you to help.
so the FBI has to wait, and I wish that could change. I really do. That they shouldn't have to wait for the authorities to say, "Hey, I need you to get involved in something," especially with all the corruption going on with the police. They
Right.
don't want the FBI involved.
Yeah, if there's corruption, I wouldn't call you and ask you. If I was corrupt, I wouldn't be calling you and asking you for help. Sorry.
Right, exactly. Like that's gotta change. Something gotta get with that. That's insane. That's like just laying back and just letting them just continue to F everybody over. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Well,
Oh
I
man.
think of like some of the other cases um, where, you know, the people, or I'll say, yeah, the people that they have a status of wealth. I don't think that, and I could be wrong, but I don't think that the municipalities just automatically go and say, hey, let's just call the FBI in. I think that they come in because they are federal, and so they pretty much supersede other jurisdictions, to my understanding. So they're not waiting for them to um, just say, well, hey, let us invite you in. No, because like with the young man that was just missing, and I mean, they had the cadaver dogs out, they formed a search on the water, you know, they had the FBI involved and other municipalities, and the same as with the young lady that her boyfriend took her off, and they went to his parents' house, they went to his friend's house, cousin's house, wherever they thought that they could go, they went, you know. Um, so, it's unfortunate that we have to live under such a standard of law that we're not important people.
Right.
We don't have that social status.
Mm. Wow. And that's a sad thing. Um,
And that's just my opinion.
right. Yeah. And that's a sad thing because if anything, these cases are the most important cases. I mean, look, what I was saying earlier is There was something that I couldn't find on the little boy case. It was not on the news, period. I could not find that case on the news. But other little dumb stuff they post on, I pop a balloon. Oh, they'll post it on the news. Like, it's just crazy. But they don't want to put important stuff that really needs to be out there and spread it out there. I
Right.
just don't get that. I think that's insane. It
I
was
don't
something.
I don't think that they actually um ran his story across the media like that. I don't think because I mean I'm not sure. I know what I saw on social media, but I don't
Mm,
think that they actually really ran it across
the
the
news.
media, yeah, like that.
See?
Because I don't know why, but I don't know. Maybe it was because it was a child involved, and
Mm,
I don't know. But yeah, that case is real low key.
mm-hmm. 'Cause that's true. I couldn't find that anywhere. I was looking like half the day. I was like, what the hell?
Well, what I know about that case is just stuff what I was told. Can't say it's factual,
Mhm.
but that is the person. That mom is the person that our friend that just died. They said is a suicide. She got charges over that girl, from what I understand, because the girl was trying to help the kid out. So they got her
See,
for trespassing and a few other charges. Kimberly is what I was told. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was told.
see, and that's strange right there because here you have a young woman who was trying to help out a child that shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. She gets charges put on her and then she's hung.
They're saying
Very
on
strange.
herself.
Right. Saying that she hung herself. That is strange.
Well, Kimberly and I had just saw her the day before, not within a 24-hour period. She hung herself. I just don't understand that.
Mm-mm. No, no, mm-mm. I would not be one to live in that town. There's too much stuff going on out there.
But the strange thing to me, I'll just say, same sheriff, same highway patrol, in the same corner in all these cases. You tell me what's going on there.
Mm. Wow.
I mean, I'm not afraid to say it because what are they going to do?
And no justice at all.
No.
That's a shame.
And there's a lot of cases.
And all those boys that the young man that you had sent me before, I have it posted right here on my phone. Like you could barely find any of those young men spread it on the platform of the news at all.
Well,
And if you do find one, it's like a second of it, and that's it.
it's strange because the news, you'll talk to them, and I'm sure Kimberly can vouch for talk to them, and they seem interested in everything, and you get all excited, and nothing happens.
Yeah. Oh, the lady, did you send her that information?
Yes, that day on the way to, we even sent her our videos from the Capitol.
What happened?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Nothing. We get our hopes up with these people thinking we might get some help, and then our hopes just get like we feel like I feel slapped. I don't know how you feel, Kimberly.
She didn't even message you back or anything?
She didn't really say anything after we sent her everything. She just said thank you, and that was it.
Did you call her back?
I didn't know what to do because sometimes they make you. Yeah, I mean, I've done it so much that they disappear. I don't know what to do.
If
They
you
feel like you're bothering them. I don't want to bother
you,
anybody.
you ain't no bother,
I
girl.
mean, I call
Shoot.
her senators, I've called
Cool.
our governor, I've called numerous people, and they get you excited and make you think that they're going to do something, and then
Right.
nothing. You get nothing.
Oh, Barbara.
I mean, isn't that true, Kimberly?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow. I'll call her tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. But
You're
seriously,
welcome.
I mean, we get all excited thinking somebody's going to help because they'll talk to us and listen to us for a minute, tell us they'll get back with us, and then we don't hear from them. You get back with them, and then nothing.
Wow. I was even excited, and I'm not even, I'm family or nothing, but when I do these cases, you when you're a content creator and you're doing true crime, you get attached to these cases. You know what I mean? Like your heart goes in it, just like just like the family's heart. Your heart goes in it. Well, I know for me, I'm gonna speak for myself. So I was really happy about with the news lady, and now to hear that, it's like, oh wow,
That
you
happens
know,
a lot. Surprised how many times it's happened to us.
damn. But you know what? We keep pushing and we keep pushing and we keep put. If,
Oh
if, if
yeah,
that doesn't work, the next news lady and the next one and the
right.
next one and the next one.
That's what you got to keep doing. You feel a little disappointed, but you're like, hey, I'm not going away.
Yep.
Right.
Just keep on. No, I'm definitely gonna call them tomorrow. Mm.
Well, ladies, it was nice talking to you all, but I gotta
Yeah.
put the grands to bed.
Okay. Thank you so,
Night.
so much for coming up here. I appreciate it. And anything you need help with, we are here. Send the go one if you need help with the GoFundMe or whatever you need help with, we're here.
All right,
And I
thank you.
send my
I'll talk to
dearest
you later.
condolences again.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
I don't know how to get off of her.
Oh. Let me see if I can help. I don't think it could,
Okay,
but
I
I
did.
think I could do it. Yeah.
There
All right,
you
I did it. Yeah. I just got it. Okay, she got the rest.
I do
Oh,
want to find out about this little boy, if that really is the case, what I was told.
oh my goodness. He's so adorable. It's a shame. It really is.
There's a serious drug problem in that area.
Well, addiction is really, we talked about this before too about addiction and stuff, but I wanted to know was who gave the child to these people?
Well, it was the mother. Apparently, the
Because
mother had the child and that she had a new boyfriend.
right, because the father was trying to get temporary. Well, I don't know about temporary, but the father was fighting for custody. I was
Yeah.
reading the comments.
And the boyfriend and the girlfriend, though, were caught with drugs and admitted they have a drug problem. Then that goes to all these cases.
Right.
Drugs are involved.
Right. Yes, drugs are involved in a lot of cases, but we're powerless over that situation, right? But the problem is, where the hell is CPS? If you know that these people that got these kids have an addiction problem, why aren't you intervening? And it doesn't even have to do, CPS plays a big part, yes, but what about the families also? If you know your daughter is an addict, and she cannot care for herself, or you know your son is an addict and he cannot care for himself, take that grandbaby,
Right.
or take your niece, or take your nephew.
Yeah, because there's pictures out there where the kid has bruises on his face pretty bad.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that, but I believe you. Trust me, I believe you. And now the family is talking up, but nobody took this kid, you know?
Oh, thank you.
It's a shame. It's really, really sad. They let this, She let this child, she, you watch your boyfriend beat this baby.
Well, we just went through that.
Right.
That they were married. I don't understand. There ain't no way that there would be a man above my baby.
Say that again. I know that's right. I know that's right.
They're always your baby.
And then she says, well, he didn't want me to take the baby to the doctors or, because of the bruises and stuff. Fuck that. That wasn't the problem. The problem was y'all was chasing the next drug. Y'all was chasing the next high.
Yeah, the kid was now malnutrition and everything.
Right. Poor baby. Poor child. When I saw in the comments, it was the father's friend. It was a female. I don't know if you saw that. It was a link you sent me, and I always look in the comments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I saw the lady was kind of going back and forth with somebody else in the link you sent me. I was like, what the hell's going on over here?
I read them too.
Huh?
I read the comments too. I got
You do too? Yup. I read the yup. That's like reading reviews. When you
Yeah.
go on a vacation or something like that and you want a nice resort or hotel, you read the reviews to it, right?
Right.
Shit. I do shit. It's like I gotta do this shit. Shit.
I want to see what people are saying about it.
Right, exactly. So I was looking and I was and there was a lady and she was like, well, he was trying to get custody of the baby. And somebody was like, well, who are you? And she said, I'm the father's friend. So I was like, oh, so the father's people was in the comments. So that told me right there that this is just the boyfriend of the mother.
Right. And
Yeah.
it was said to take, somebody got a hold of me and said something about taking the whole thing down. I go, what are you talking about? I said, oh, that's
Here, Marilyn.
messing with the investigation.
Look. Marilyn, here. Get it to your sister.
She's laughing with you right now. She's right next to me.
I know I'm messing with her because she said, I need a cigarette. So sad. I said, I'm
Soon as
offering
you
you.
picked that up, she started laughing. I had to mute you for a minute.
I'm offering her a cigarette. It's a rolly girl, but here, I'll share with you. Shit. Trust
Hey,
me, I know. But these cases, I smoke back to back. Shit.
But I was just thinking, why are you wanting it down? Because it's about Fredericktown?
Right. Boom. Let's get to it. Exactly. Because it's about Fredericktown. Because if you was talking about any other goddamn town, they would not be harassing you talking about put it down, put it down. Because it's about a twisted ass town. They corruption.
Yeah, I wish and the good people, I wish somebody knew what to do. I hope they vote right.
That right there. That right there. The voting.
Yep. That's the only thing you're going to do to change that is the people got to get out and vote.
Who are you voting for?
Who am I voting for? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't vote there. But if I was to vote for the sheriff there,
I mean,
I would vote for Lindell.
Now, who do you think? I should have said it the right way. Excuse me. Who do you think that? Who do you prefer?
And the judge on this case, have you looked at the name of the judge?
On this case?
Yes.
No.
It's the judge that Timmy was found on his property.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
No way, Barbara.
I'm serious. I can show it to you. I got that.
On the little boy's case. Get the fuck out.
The ex-prosecutor is the public defender for that guy, that girl or guy, one of them on that case.
That just blew my mind away right there. Holy crap.
Oh, it's a mess there. It's hard to keep up with.
Whoa, that was a deep one right there from Barbara. I don't even know what to say right there with that one.
Well,
I didn't
I'll,
expect that.
I'll send you the screenshots of the document.
Yeah, talk about
But I'm
corruption.
frustrated with it. I get the name. All the names are the same, so I forget who's who. I'd have to look at it again to even explain it.
Jeez,
But I know
no news channel.
that Robin. Oh,
That
Robin.
right there, Marion, is no, it's not no news channel. This case, I couldn't find that nothing. When it first came out and you showed me, I did find one news channel about it. That was before, but now there's nothing. Why is that? They took that shit down, everything, because of Fredericktown.
Why else would they? You see it on these other cases
Right.
when there's little kids, babies involved. He's
Something
4.
is
Oh, come on.
something ain't right with this one. Yep. Mm-mm.
It's all of them, but this one is a a baby. The baby didn't commit suicide.
Right.
I'm sorry, it just gets me so aggravated.
No, I feel you. And I was wondering why the hell is it not planted on the news
I don't know.
or
We see all the
anywhere?
other ones. We see all the other ones about little babies.
Exactly. I typed in his name. Girl, you see my phone on my laptop so many times. I didn't Google, I didn't YouTube, I didn't woo boo
Let's
boo boo. When you
get this hid real quick.
couldn't find shit.
I was shocked. It's like, oh, what? Another thing in Fredericktown?
When you first sent it to me, right?
Yeah.
I seen it and it was a news coverage. And I started to do it that day, but then I had something else but now I can't even find the damn there's no news coverage no more.
Yeah, in Fredericktown, you got to get that stuff quick or it's gone. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It is.
Wow. I would never want to move out there. Oh hell no. No way.
After I
Mm-mm.
get justice for Timmy, I think I'm leaving Missouri.
Yeah.
It's,
Mm-mm. So
I
much.
I trusted the police. I thought they did their jobs. I truly believed when the highway patrol got involved, I did the happy dance. I mean, I was excited. They were going to find out what happened to my son.
Wow.
And I'm sure Kimberly went through the same thing because you're excited. You hear highway patrol and you just know they're going to do their jobs.
Right. And
But it's the same highway patrol in all these cases. That's a lot.
yeah. And nothing. I'm so sorry.
We'll get there. I ain't giving up.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
And Kimberly's not going to give up on her grandson.
That's right.
And
You
somehow
know, it is a
air.
beautiful thing that you ladies are sticking together and fighting this together. And that's what we need to see more of. Family that's going through something like this, sticking together. I be seeing families fighting each other and no, stop that. Stick together. Because that's what the system want. They want us to fight each other.
Right. We're fighting each other, then we're not getting ahead with them.
Right. And
See,
no justice would be served. Nothing would be done.
right.
But what y'all doing right now, y'all are showing a great example of what it should be done and how it should be done. Sticking together.
You know what was heartbreaking is when I see these
Wow.
rescues for these people that are missing and all these dogs and everybody comes together in a huge like community and I could not get them to move to look for Timmy. This baffles me when I see that now because I don't understand how I didn't get any help to find Timmy, but everybody
Mhm.
steps in and work together. I wish I would have got that opportunity for somebody to do that.
I know.
He wouldn't have had to be there if he was there that long.
And I believe it's because of it's Fredericktown. I believe it's because of the people in the town, the police, the departments, and the more higher ups also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really believe it goes more deeper than just the police department.
It must. I don't know, but I know I just
I think it do.
So saddened that it had to be like that. He was thrown in a ditch like trash, and then nobody'd look for him. Nobody. I mean, if it wasn't for me and Timmy's dad and Jimmy and my sister and a few friends, he wasn't. Nobody would have ever looked for him until March.
What made you think like what made you think to look for him? Like did he didn't call you that day, right? Or something like that?
I didn't hear from him Monday. Tuesday came around and I had went to church, to be honest. And I come home from church and I was like, something came over me. I was deathly sick. And I said, something's wrong with Timmy. I just knew. I knew. I don't know I don't even know how to describe it, but I've heard other mothers say this since then, that you just knew. I just was sick to my stomach. I was pacing floors. I was crying. I called my neighbor. I said something's wrong with him, and she said, "Call the police then."
That's right. Right. That's exact. Okay. You just had to bring me back a little bit because we do so many, cases on this channel. So I just needed you to bring me
I
back a little bit.
can see
That's right.
the
That's
other.
right. You said
I know Tim.
I remember you saying you was pasting and then your neighbor said you need to call the police.
Yeah,
Because
because
something right here was saying something's not right. When you get that gut, that's what I was talking about the
I
other
was
day.
sick. I was physically sick. I knew something was wrong. I knew. I
You
don't
know
know,
your boy.
but I knew.
That was Timmy talking to you.
Every time you say that, it just makes me want to cry. I'm
I'm
just so.
sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm not gonna
But
keep talking about it because I need justice for Timmy. I don't know how anybody moves on without
yeah.
answers. Understand it.
Because by you saying like it was more than just that feeling you got. Like you was literally physically sick.
Yes.
So I'm thinking like, wait, that was Timmy talking to you like, Ma, you know,
Yeah.
something went down. You know what I mean? Like he
Oh, I
was telling you.
mean,
Wow.
Timmy was in the hospital and he had that bad car accident. He broke his neck, his back, his pelvis, and had a brain bleed. And they came in the room and I was sitting there and these nurses was moving his bed around and he was screaming in pain. And all he said was, Mom, please help me. And as soon as he said that, I jumped up. I told the nurses, you're not moving this bed until you help him get out of pain because he's screaming. He was screaming and crying.
Aw,
Says that you're going to jump your mom.
that's right.
And something happened. And I knew something had happened to Timmy. I knew.
You felt
I
it.
really knew he wasn't alive anymore. I knew it. It was unreal how that went.
And nobody called you, nobody hit you up or said anything.
I went down there begging them to look for him. And they knew he was missing there. And nobody, the police department in that town, would help me. They kept telling me to Jefferson County. I said, but you know he's missing here. And they said, yeah. Because of that, he was at the Sea Barn gas station. He was fine and alive then. And then they went from that to, well, I couldn't prove he made the 911 call. Well, we know he's missing from here. And they kept telling me, well, you need to go down there and talk to that detective in Jefferson City where you live. Well, you know he's missing here. Why wouldn't you look for him? I don't understand that, especially when
Right.
I watch all these searches now. I don't understand why they would not look for him.
Oh, we understand we know why, Barbara. There was a setup.
I mean, he was 180. Well, I looked at the documents. I've been saying 187 yards, but he was actually 184 yards. I mean, if he was there the whole time, there was no reason for him to be laying there and end up in that condition the whole time. If that's the case, which I don't believe it is. And why did they put his tooth back in his mouth and there's a hole in the roof of his mouth? Why? I have been talking to families that have been finding their loved ones deceased after 3 years and they got all their teeth. Why is Timmy's gone? And why did they put one back in the roof of his mouth? There's something wrong with that picture. I'm with Kimberly. Things just don't make any sense.
And why is his organs and everything liquefied and gone?
Everything was gone. Everything. His hair, his fingernails, everything.
How was you able to identify him again? His teeth?
Yes. And then I had a DNA test done on a piece of bone in his thigh.
So that's wow.
Which cost $1,500.
They should have paid for that shit. They got the nerve.
On my paperwork too, and I can prove that it's my paper. They didn't even give me everybody that they questioned. I paid $600 and something $560. I paid for the paperwork, and I can prove they didn't give it all to me. And then the Bobby Boones in all these cases, and her audio in my paperwork, something happened to the audio. I guess lightning struck that, like it had the 911 call, and like they did when I wanted the body cam from the city police. Lightning seems to strike there.
Yeah, when you need something, a lightning stroke, shit just disappeared.
Oh, I wanted the body cam footage of me being in the vehicle with them, because I wanted that conversation we had. And when I went to the Sunshine Law request for that information, they said lightning struck on August 3rd. So lightning struck before the 911 call Timmy made, so we don't have recordings of that. And lightning struck again on August 3rd when I wanted other information.
They definitely corruption there, and I would say that until the end of town. They are full of shit. They are definitely covering up stuff. And I truly believe that the boys got paid off.
I believe that I don't think the police killed my son, but they're covering it up for some reason. They're helping cover it up. Just like Durante's case. Whatever happened there, they sure helped him cover it up.
Well, I
And you
believe Timmy's friends unalived him.
Yep.
And the police are definitely covering up because look who's related to the police. You know? Family.
Yeah. And I was told by numerous people, informants, they're protected.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they were protected from murder, but I guess they are.
Shit, probably, yeah. Look at 6ix9ine. Remember that case?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
It's all right. Justice is coming. I just, there's been numerous cases there since Timmy died, and that's the problem. I can't be quiet.
Yeah.
Kimberly's not going to be quiet. It keeps happening to people that have loved ones.
And see, that's the thing. They expect for them to continue to do this crime out there and for parents to be quiet and lay down and not say nothing. Hell no. No, no, no.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you just lay back and say, okay, and you told me 3 different stories. I mean, come on. I don't believe in that many coincidences.
Right. They continue to hurt people's family and take their loved ones and then lie in their face and then don't want them to try to get justice. Oh my God. Whoa.
Well, and the thing is too, with the coroner, I went to that corner, then I left the corners, didn't get to talk to him, and headed to the Highway Patrol's office on, I can tell you the date, August 12th. Went to the Highway Patrol, when they finally talked to me after a couple of hours of me sitting in the car, the first thing they said to me is, "You was at the coroner's office." And I said, "Yes, I was. What's the big deal?" So the coroner called me on the way there. I didn't tell him I was on my way to the highway patrol's office. I was just going to take a drive out there because they never talked to me before.
Mm.
So, I mean, they talked to me on the phone or a text, but wouldn't really say anything to me. So I thought, well, I'll drive out there.
Right.
There, and they started going on about me being at the coroner's office. I thought that was a little strange. How did you know I was at the coroner's office unless the coroner called you and told you I was there?
Because they all work together.
And then when I called the coroner to ask, and he starts telling me that he personally drove Timmy up to St. Louis and all this and that. And I said, well, did he have clothes on? He couldn't answer that question. He told me, oh, well, I'll call you in a day or two and let you know if he had clothes on. And I felt like saying, I didn't say it, but I felt like saying, well, how many bodies do you find there that you don't remember if he had clothes on and you drove him up to St. Louis? So then he never called me back. And then when I get the report from them, Timmy's teeth, his tooth is back in his mouth. And then when I go to the pictures of him on the scene when he was found, his top tooth is gone. Why did they put his tooth back in his mouth? And why is there a hole in the roof of his mouth? I don't understand that. And like I said, I have been talking to other families, like that Chapman boy that was just found about 6
Right.
years ago. He was for 3 years. He was found in a dry creek, just like Timmy. And it wasn't in Fredericktown, but it was in a small town close to Fredericktown. So that, the weather is going to be about the same scenario. And I talked to the family, and he has all of his teeth. And he was missing for 3 years, and Timmy was only missing for 5 months. Isn't that a little strange to you?
Yeah, it is. And as you talking and you saying that, I'm thinking like, wait a minute. I wonder if they they could have knocked him in his mouth, because of either bullet or knocked him in his mouth with their fists.
Well, something happened to his mouth because his teeth
Right. His
were
teeth.
healthy, and they were all his teeth, and they didn't just fall out. I know that for a fact now.
Right.
And you're trying to, and then in the coroner's report, you don't say anything. That to me is trying to hide something.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So
Yeah.
I took it to the prosecutor. He said, well, maybe they had to do reconstruction to make sure there wasn't a crime. Well, if you have to do reconstruction, there is a crime. Correct?
Right.
Not documented. You gave me a picture of his bones and everything. Why didn't you give me a picture of that tooth when you found it before you put it back? You just gave me a picture of his skeleton head with his tooth out.
Wow.
But it doesn't say anywhere in that coroner's report about that. That's fishy to me. Why would you not put that in a coroner's report?
Right. Wow.
Unless you're trying to hide crime. To me.
And that's what I'm saying. They all work together.
Yeah.
They all work together.
Well, I've been everywhere. My sister, all of you guys. You guys are great to get these stories out to us. I mean, I don't know what to do to tell you how appreciative we are.
We know.
I'm on you guys' podcast. I checked your podcast all day, every day. And I try to
we care
too, because I have compassion for other people's stories too. It's unbelievable.
No. That's you brought me this story with this little boy.
Mm-hmm.
We know you care, and I'm gonna continue to do the best I can for any family, because if I ever, God forbid, if it was me, I would want somebody to help me too. I would want somebody to stick with me too. If God forbid one of my babies was missing or something happened to my kids, because I got kids,
Yeah, and Timmy's got a birthday on the 10th.
Aww.
And I have to go to my stepdad's funeral on the 11th.
That's why you just lost your stepdad.
Yeah.
Send our condolences to you. Miriam, I send my condolences to you.
It just sucks. I'm going to have to go to the cemetery where both of my kids are the day before.
Oh, gosh.
It's a rough week, but it'll be all right. I'm not going to stop fighting for him.
That's right. And if you need to call somebody, if you're having a rough time, you can always call me, Barbara.
Yeah, my sister's staying with me this week.
All right, awesome. That's good. Thank you for coming up here, Barbara. I appreciate it. You telling your story, and not only Timmy's story, your other people too. You sharing, spreading awareness for other cases as well.
Well, just like Ashley.
Thank you.
She didn't hang herself on no shower curtain rod. I ain't that stupid.
Yeah, I want to definitely get into that.
I got pictures to send you on that. That's crazy in itself, too. That was October 8th, 2021. And Bobby Boone's all over that one, too. Do you know that she was actually fighting Bobby Boone? Ashley was.
Okay. So with Ashley,
Yeah.
I spoke to her mother.
Yeah.
I thought oh no, I didn't do hers yet. I did her thumbnail, but I gotta do her case. Okay. I need more information on that.
I got
Because
I got text of her texting her mom. I've got the pictures of her, what she looked like. And I talked to the mother about what happened.
yeah, I spoke to her mother too, but I don't have a lot of information still on that. We'll talk behind the scene though. We'll
Okay.
talk about that because I want to cover that case. Because yeah, that's a massive domestic violence and that hanging yourself. No. Mm-mm.
No, she was beating Bobby Boone up.
Huh?
She was fighting with Bobby Boone. She was beating Bobby Boone up. And there's drugs all over this case too. And her
Wait,
husband,
Ashley's case?
yeah, and her husband was involved. And from what I understood, her neck got snapped and she got drug into that camper and they made it look like she hung herself.
Oh, we got to talk behind the scene then with this because I know nothing like that. My mother didn't say anything like that to me about anything like that.
Yeah.
So we gotta, yeah, yeah.
Her mom don't talk too much. Her mom don't. But I talked to her personally and I said, "Do you care if I tell your story?" And then that's when she sent me everything.
I know but I'll talk to you behind the scene with this, so we can go live on and do a story on it.
Yeah.
I'll have me and you, we put a story together on it.
That sounds great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, of course. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
Good night.
Dave was telling me earlier, cause I ain't even gonna tell y'all what time I went to sleep this morning.
You
I
did
lied
eat
about
today.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Did you eat today?
No,
You need to eat.
I'm gonna eat now. I'm gonna throw a little pizza in the oven. I got a few appointments tomorrow. So, and I gotta go food shopping. So,
Be praying for you and everybody. Thank you.
I know. Thank you. I'm praying for you too. Hey, he said, "Oh, damn, I missed it." Yeah, girl, we've been on here since for a hot minute.
Yeah, we
I
have.
gotta change the thumbnail, so I'm gonna put this private and change the thumbnail, and then put it public.
Okay.
Because I want to put his picture on here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll
Because
share it.
because the mother was up here and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good
All right. I
night.
see y'all. Good night, Mamita.
Bye.
Mwah. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining. Good night, Marianne. Marianne. I know I be saying your name wrong, babe, but I got nothing but love for this family. Good night, everybody. Everybody have a blessed night. I will try to see you tomorrow night. I got so much to do tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night actually. Dave wants to spend time with me on Saturday. So it might be just Saturday movie night with us. But y'all know I try to creep a video in. But I see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna put this video private because I want to fix the thumbnails and stuff, and then I'm gonna put it public. Okay? Because we did have the mother up here telling her son's story as well. And we had Miss Timmy D's mother too. So yes, so everyone have a blessed night. Okay. Good night,